This is your boy Town Biz. Man, I know there was a song made in, I guess, like in the early 80s. It was called Holiday. And then it was sampled by Naughty by Nature. And the same song was called Holiday. We came here to party. Don't your hands up, everybody. It's a man. Love that song by Naughty by Nature. Love the original, and I think R. Kelly used it too. But it's sort of like what you call a clown holiday because I had the time of my life. And no, I'm not talking about the movie Dirty Dancing, but I've had the time of my life just basically cooking and annihilating these Aerospins butt boys who are still in denial about what happened to Aerospins and basically how Terrence Crawford just train wrecked his ass. Um, and I don't mean to talk like this towards Errol Spence. And like I said, once again, I apologize to Errol Spence and co. But his fans is just making it just easy for me to just do this because most of us who were rolling with Terrence Crawford, we are enjoying this because they're still in denial, still making excuses. You got these goofy dudes sitting up here screaming to the top of their lungs like a bunch of damn fools who still just can't accept what happened. Listen, laughed at the fact that you had a lot of these dudes for some reason. And don't try to act like you cool with Terrence Crawford. I saw a lot of you niggas that was making fun of Terrence Crawford when he lost the Pacquiao fight. Y'all were always ridiculing this dude, and I'm gonna remind y'all of that. So y'all can stay off his bandwagon. Don't come on his band. Stay on the side that you on. Don't try to congratulate Terrence Crawford now because he, beat the brakes off of Errol Spence. And a rematch ain't gonna be no different. Errol Spence gonna get his ass beat even worse. And I like the fact that Bernie playing possum a little bit because that's a big check, and I want Bernie them to get paid because they deserve to get paid. Because like I said, at the end of the day, that was 5 years of disrespect, 5 years of a bunch of clown stuff. At the end of the day, I laugh at the fact that people said that Errol Spence had a far better superior resume to Terrence Crawford, trying to say he fought better competition. But then if you really look at Errol Spence's record, are you sure about that? People was talking about Errol Spence was this big draw and all this kind of stuff. And, people was sitting up here pocket watching and stuff. And now these people look stupid. Now these people trying to play I just wanted the fight to happen. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And then as soon as the fight happened and when people saw how easy Terrence Crawford beat the hell out of Errol Spence, people just couldn't believe it. So now they jumping on the bandwagon and stuff. And I'm just like, man, just stay where you are. And by the way, make sure y'all check out that interview with Bernie. Bernie dropped a lot of jewels in that interview, what he said about Eminem and basically what I told you guys about, Canelo being part of the plan, and Al Haymon was ready to feed Errol Spence to Canelo, and he really had no choice but to fight Errol Spence because basically people in Errol Spence's hometown was saying you looking real weak, you making Dallas look real weak. And like I said before, I just looked at all this stuff that just transpired where you had a lot of these little punk ass dudes, or should I say these big punk ass dudes, like having attitudes like chicks. You know what I'm saying? Group chats and all that stuff, acting like little chicks, hoes and stuff. Really angry because you sat up there and showed love and respect towards Terrence Crawford, like you had to be some kind of Errol Spence apologist, and now, get mad, don't even want to tell you why they got an attitude. And I don't respect dudes like that. If you had some kind of issue with me, you could have picked up the phone and called and we could have, sorted this out. But, sending your little innuendos, and I'm going to have to say this to you again, nigga, nobody is scared of you. For real. When I saw you at a certain location, I looked right at you. I mean, dude, and don't be sending this and sending your little innuendos. Say it like a man, bro. Because if you run up on me, you going to be missing your jaw. Anybody ever see that movie The Fly, the remake with Jeff Goldblum, like when he was like turning into that fly and his jaw fell off? Yeah. Your jaw ain't gonna fall off. It's gonna get knocked off, bro. For real. Get out of here with that stuff, bro. You act like a chick. And that's how a lot of that's why I call them Spence butt boys, man. Cause they've been acting like chicks over this stuff. You won't support Spence, man, so I don't like you. You're a meanie. I don't like people. Why won't you support Spence? I thought we were supposed to support black fighters, man. For real. Some of these dudes is whack on here. Like y'all just straight up whack, man. And it just need to be said, man. Y'all a bunch of lames. Y'all a bunch of lames on here. You know, real talk. But we get it. We know that July 29th was y'all worst nightmare. Because not only did you see Spence lose, you saw Spence get beat from pillar to post. I'm talking about it was almost to the point to where it was looking like, I'm talking about it was like Rocky Ford. Throw the damn towel. Throw in the damn. I mean, somebody should have said that to Derrick James because I'm talking about that Terrence Crawford Ivan draggled Errol Spence. It was getting to that. I'm talking about he had Errol Spence doing the stanky leg. Then they was talking about that the fight would stop prematurely. Man, Errol Spence was finna get slumped. Errol Spence was finna get slumped. So now you got these dudes copping the plea or some of them just in denial, making excuses, talking about we didn't know how good Terrence Crawford was because of David Benavidez' brother, Jose Benavidez. Well, first of all, Terrence Crawford tried to fight all those PBC guys. They the ones that was putting up the roadblock. They the ones that was talked about the other side of the street. They the ones that was talked about they didn't want to do, joint promotional ventures with TV networks. But they had to do it eventually with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. They the ones that made up that other side of the street. They the ones that prolonged the fight. Everybody see it now, man. Everybody see it now except these goofy Errol Spence butt boys. And now all of a sudden, man, I got to give credit. Nah, man, don't give credit. Keep it how it is. Stay on your side. Keep it how it is. How you were disrespecting a lot of these black men and black women on here and behind Errol Spence, a dude that you don't even know. Like I said, people really getting up in the air because you wanted to support Terrence Crawford. So like I said, watch that interview with Bernie. He revealed what I told y'all. I said this, that they was going to try to sacrifice Errol Spence to Canelo. And then Canelo, he ain't no better. He ducked the rematch with Bibble. He was scared to fight Bibble at 168 because he thought Bibble would come down there and take his undisputed title at 168. So what does he do? He was going to fight a Charlo who hadn't fought in 2 years. He fighting Jamel Charlo, who haven't fought in over a year, who you don't know if is coming or going. And by the way, it's been almost a week. And I ain't seen nothing on social media with Jamel Charlo talking all that tough guy shit that he like to talk when it pertains to brothers. Yeah, I'm going to continue to call dudes out like that. Like I said, ain't nobody scared of the Charlos, all that huffing and puffing he be doing and stuff, man. Nobody don't care about that stuff. You real weak for that, bro. You always want to be jumping up and swollen up at brothers and stuff, and then you ain't said nothing about Caleb Plant slapping the taste out your brother's mouth in front of everybody. You ain't making no threats towards him. Dude just walked off. Didn't do nothing. But they quick to be sitting up like swollen up on brothers and stuff, man. So like I said, man, for real, I really could just go so many directions with this one. Then I'm just gonna leave it alone. And then Claressa Shields just continue to alienate her fan base, which is primarily man, just trying to emasculate Keith Thurman. And she not only is putting, herself in a bad position, she's putting women in a bad position. and she's putting other boxers in a bad position by talking this stuff. So what? They show pictures of her sparring man who was obviously holding back. And Keith Thurman trying to give her a way out by saying, hey, I'll fight you, but you got to wear, headgear, and I'll only jab you. She has no chance against Keith Thurman. Because, see, I'm going to tell you something else Claressa Shields could do. She actually could be opening up Pandora's box. Because, see, guess what? She sit up there and fight Keith Thurman and stuff, and then guess what's going to happen? Saying that she want to have a co-ed bout, which ain't nobody buying. And I don't care if you listening, Claressa Shields, if you fight Keith Thurman head up and you tell Keith Thurman to fight you no holds bar, you ain't gonna last. And you fight a 3-minute round, you ain't gonna last 3 minutes with Keith Thurman. The first time he hit you flush, they gonna be picking your ass up off the ground. You gonna be badly hurt against Keith Thurman, and any woman that's signing off on this and any dude signing off on this, you a beta male, and any woman that's signing off on this, you're a moron. She can't beat no damn Keith Thurman, and that's a disrespect to Keith Thurman, a 2-time champion. I mean, is Claressa Shields that desperate for attention? Is she that desperate? Is she delusional or something? Do she need to do she need to go get therapy? I mean, she feeling herself a little too much. Like I said, is she an agent or something? And I don't mean like working with the Fed. Is she some kind of agent for somebody that's trying to push that agenda to try to get these? So, like I said, so if those those LGBT women that was genetically born men, is that a way for them to try to get them into professional sports? Because that's what Claressa Shields is doing. Have anybody ever thought about that? See, I'm coming with some facts. So Claressa Shields could be selling out boxing. I don't know who paying her to talk this malarkey, because that's what it is. I'll tell Claressa Shields right in her face, you can't beat Keith Thurman in a head-up match. The boy will hurt you. The boy will hurt you. He will do you bad. And it's just annoying just to hear her to continue to talk about this stuff. She need to go sit her ass down and just continue to elevate and build women's boxing. Keith Thurman ain't gonna get nothing out of fighting Claressa Shields. If he goes full throttle and he hurt Claressa Shields, then everybody gonna be coming after Keith Thurman saying he was a bully and he was wrong and all this kind of stuff. He's not gonna get nothing out of it. Keith Thurman's still an active fighter, and for her to be sitting up there trying to degrade him, like I said, why don't she go fight? I mean, since she thinks she could beat a man, tell her to go fight Arthur Beterbiev. See, will she survive? Nah, I wouldn't wish that on Claressa Shields. Arthur Beterbiev would literally kill Claressa Shields if they fought. I'll talk about Arthur Beterbiev would literally catch a body. I'm talking about the first jab he throw, he might put Claressa Shields in a coma. And like I said, Claressa, if you listen, and then you sitting up talking about people is mad about what? You just sound, no, the only thing that people is concerned about is that how ignorant you sound and you making an ass of yourself, and you just need to be told. You just sound ridiculous. You sound delusional. It just got to be said. And you could go run to certain channels all you want talking about somebody talking to you. And I'm going to say this for real, Claressa Shields, I don't give a fuck if you ever do an interview with me. I don't need to interview you. I don't need you. Real talk. We built you, to be honest. We built you talking to you. We helped get you where you was. By people seeing you on different outlets, that's when they took an interest in you. Nobody didn't give a damn about you. So actually, YouTube, social media built you, Claressa. Primarily these black channels, the same ones that you turning against, and that need to be said. But like I said before, you on some of that BS feminist stuff. Like I said, it's gonna backfire on you. And like I said, you putting everybody in a bad position. Now you got to have these women sitting up answering questions about you fighting it. Like I said before, it's almost to the point that I want you to fight Keith Thurman, and I want Keith Thurman not to hold back. Let me tell you guys a story, and then I'm gonna end this thing with Claressa Shields. I don't know if you guys remember a long time ago, because some of y'all are a little bit younger than me, are way younger than me. Okay, back I think like in the late '90s or the early 2000s, somewhere in between. It was a while ago, but it was a while ago. It was over. It was at least 20 years ago. Now, I don't know if y'all remember the wrestler from the WWE, China. Now they had a celebrity boxing match, and she tried. And I'm gonna give you two examples. And this dude didn't even have no boxing experience, and they had a celebrity boxing match. Now, keep in mind, allegedly she was calling this dude out. Now, keep in mind, we was just in the early stages. The internet was relatively new. There wasn't really any Facebook or Twitter or excuse me, X or, none of that stuff. So basically, China, the wrestler from the, WWE, he, rest in peace. She's no longer with us. She challenged Joey Buttafuoco. Now, Joey Buttafuoco was involved in some scandal with some chick. I forgot what the chick's name was. So she challenged him to a celebrity boxing match. Joey Buttafuoco didn't have no experience. He was out of shape, and China was feeling herself because she was having all them scripted wrestling matches where she was clotheslining The Rock and people like that. So she kept forgetting that stuff was scripted. So when they actually had the celebrity boxing match, it might be on YouTube. See, you Google China versus Joey Buttafuoco, and I'm telling you right now, Joey Buttafuoco beat the brakes off of China. I'm talking about he was just hitting her at will. I think he knocked her down several times. Now, they had headgear on, if I'm not mistaken. Now, could you imagine if they had not had the headgear on? He probably would have knocked her silly. And that's just a prime example. And then I remember back in the day, they had like another charity boxing match or exhibition, in the Bay Area. I think it was either with KMEL, and it was like this DJ. His name was Strawberry. He was like he was one of the hosts. He was like a DJ. So basically they had a celebrity exhibition or something like that, an exhibition. And I guess all these women were calling him out because he was like a small dude, and they filmed it. And he kept telling everybody he had headgear on, and all these women were saying that they was going to beat him up. And he said, all right, any woman getting in the ring with me, he said, I'm not holding back. And I'm talking about he knocked out every chick that got in the ring with him. I'm talking about he beat every one of they asses that got in the ring with him. And this was like a while ago. So that's just a prime example. I'm talking about he was whooping they ass. And what you think, and he ain't no professional boxer, didn't have no boxing experience whatsoever. So for her to sit up there and say she could outbox Keith Thurman, and like I said before, I think it's something else. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, if you had a hots for Keith Thurman, just say so. But to sit up there and trying to pull this type of publicity stunt and, basically, try to bring attention to yourself at the expense of Keith Thurman, that's not right. And that's not cool. And this just got to be said. And ain't nobody worried about none of you simps coming on here defending this stuff or none of you fake feminists. Because like I said, as soon as Keith Thurman lay Claressa Shields' ass out, then all of a sudden, like I said, everybody gonna be coming for Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman will be ruined. And a lot of you boxers, y'all need to just keep it a buck too and just say, you know what? Stop worrying about backlash about, Claressa Shields she can't beat no, like for real. She can't beat no seasoned male fighter. And somebody need to say it and stop and stop signing off and being scared to speak on this bullshit, because that's exactly what it is, and it need to be said, and people need to stop faking the funk. And stop worrying about backlash. She need to be told the truth before some now. You remember that D Bibble when China tried to fight Joey Buttafuoco and she got the brakes beat off. I'm talking about she got the brakes beat off her ass. So I'm just is the point that I'm trying to make. That's the point that I'm trying to make with Claressa Shields. She just needs to stop saying this stuff. So, and I'm dead serious. I don't care if somebody send this to Claressa Shields. I don't care if she tweet about me talking about y'all, man. Ain't nobody mad. People just trying to help you because you making a fool of yourself. You sound ridiculous. So, like I said, if you fight Keith Thurman and Keith Thurman stretch your ass, then what? All for what? You gonna look stupid. You gonna be humiliated. But then again, maybe it need to happen. But I don't want to see Claressa Shields get seriously hurt because she may not be the same. Because it's a lot different. You know, when you got on 18-ounce glove versus 8-ounce gloves. And you got on headgear and stuff. Oh, I spar men. Okay, cool. That's the whole idea. You sparring. They helping you to get your confidence up. But for real, put her in there, like I said, with Arthur Beterbiev. Put her in there with David Benavides. Put her in there with for real, with Errol Spence to see what happened to her. She won't, like I said, Claressa Shields won't ever be the same. So she need to stop this stuff and she need to get out of this feminist BS before it really hurts her. I mean, like I said before, she got, if she got a little thing for Keith Thurman, she should just say so. She just going about it the wrong way. Like, for real, she going about it the wrong way. Like, what be cracking me up, Claressa Shields act like she just got this whole, you know what I'm saying? This whole band of female supporters. Most female supporters don't even know who the hell she is. Most so-called females don't even know who she is unless they a diehard boxing fan. Nobody don't know who the fuck Claressa Shields is. She ain't in circulation like that. And like I said, the people that did help, like, put her in circulation and build her name up was dudes like me. And then now I hear that she acted funny style when it comes to, like, doing media. So, like I said before, you don't want to hear about, something bad happening to her, but she need to, she need to bow out of that. Because it's nobody's going to win in the long run. Nobody's going to win. She's not going to win. It's not going to help Keith Thurman. She just going to look stupid when she gets stretched. I know she's going to get stretched. Like I said, you only got 2 damn knockouts. And then you talking about you can outbox them. Well, eventually, even in a boxing match, you get hit with a hard shot. So what happens when you get hit with a hard shot? So I'm just saying, you going to be out. You're going to be out. You didn't got dropped before. So I'm just saying, what happens if you get, man, let me move on, man. Let me move on. I'm going to do a solo video about Claressa Shields. Like, she just need to stop. Listen, Paulie Malignaggi may be a light puncher, but I still think that the impact of his punch still would hurt Claressa Shields. And I can tell you right now, Paulie ain't gonna let Claressa Shields beat him. He Italian. He Italian. He not gonna. His pride ain't gonna let him take it easy on her. For real. And then if Keith Thurman, let's say he does fight Claressa Shields and he ends up losing, his career is over. His career is over. So he would have no choice but to he would have no choice but to go full throttle. And it's gonna backfire on her. Keith Thurman would be in a no-win situation. So that's why Keith Thurman needs to just be like, you know what, I'm not responding to this no more. I wish Claressa Shields the best, but at the end of the day, she needs to stop clinging on to me, and clout chasing out me to try to build some steam for a possible fight that's not gonna ever happen. If I'm Keith Thurman, I'll say that fight ain't ever gonna happen. By the way, make sure once again you go check out the interview I did with Bernie the Boxer. It was a real good interview. A lot of people liked it, and there is interest in Team Crawford versus Keith Thurman. I would watch that fight. Keith Thurman would be Keith Thurman probably would be a 3-1, maybe even 4-1 underdog versus Terrence Crawford. But due to the fact that Keith Thurman got some pop. I thought Keith Thurman came back in that Pacquiao fight, and I thought he did enough to get that Pacquiao fight. I thought Keith Thurman really came on strong like the last quarter of that fight. Because, yeah, he got knocked down, but then that fight wasn't like up in the air. It wasn't no blowout. Keep in mind, Manny Pacquiao won a split decision. And then also keep in mind that Keith Thurman, according to CompuBox, actually landed more punches than Pacquiao. But that doesn't mean nothing. It always comes down to the moment of when you landed those punches. Like I was trying to explain when breaking down Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. Doesn't matter whether you land more punches or not. It's about the moment you land them and the rounds you landed them. So that doesn't necessarily resonate to a victory, but I'm just using that as an example. But I did think Keith Thurman did enough to get the W from Manny Pacquiao, but I wasn't up in the air and saying it was a travesty and all that kind of stuff. Now, the Manny Pacquiao fans thought it was a blowout, which it wasn't. It's a very close fight. If Keith Thurman would have won that fight, it wouldn't have been no controversial fight. So, there you have it. But, Keith Thurman, he need to be worried about whether he gonna get the call to fight Terrence Crawford. Team Crawford performed so well versus Errol Spence. If they want to take another fight, they should be able to take another fight. Errol Spence, he need to sit for a minute because he don't look like the same Errol Spence, and he may not be the same. And that just got to be said. Listen, yeah, we all want to see it just to see it. I think listen, this is just real talking for anybody that's listening to this stream. The same way people used to be hollering about saying Canelo has earned the right to fight whoever he wants to fight. Shouldn't we be saying the same thing about Terrence Crawford? Hasn't Terrence Crawford earned the right to fight whoever he wants to fight? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who he fights anyway, because people been pissing on whoever he fights anyway. Those Errol Spence butt boys, and that's why they sitting up behind their computers crying, looking stupid, having shouting matches with people because they look stupid. They have nowhere to go now. They have nowhere to go. I told people that Terrence Crawford beating the hell out of Errol Spence was gonna take a lot of the helium air out of a lot of these people's hype balloons when it came towards Errol Spence. Like I said, if you really want to look at Errol Spence's past opponents, if you look at before Terrence Crawford, Ugas, what was so special about Ugas? Ugas had like 2 or 3 or 4 losses. Danny Garcia had like 3 losses, 3 or 4 losses. For real, let's just keep it above. What did Danny Garcia really do at welterweight? Name one signature win Danny Garcia had at welterweight. He did some good things at 140, but what did he really do at 147? All the big fights he had, his biggest fights he lost. He lost to Keith Thurman. He lost to Sean Porter. He lost to Errol Spence. He had an okay win versus Robert Guerrero. Let me see. You can make an argument that he lost to Lamont Peterson. Okay, that was a good win versus Amir Khan. So I'm just saying. Same thing with Sean Porter. Sean Porter had a few losses. Sean Porter had lost to Kell Brook. He had lost to Keith Thurman. Really, technically, Errol Spence's best fight was against a blown up featherweight. So, in the grand scheme of things, that's why I laugh when they say, well, Errol Spence is fighting the better competition. How? Based off what? Because you guys are PBC apologists? And then who was a Campo? Y'all to sit up there and say, oh, well, you know, he fought the Mean Machine, which, by the way, the Mean Machine did better than any of the other dudes that Terrence Crawford fought. I hate to say this. I don't want to say that because that's going to open up Pandora's box. I was going to say something that was really going, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. That's just real talk. The Mean Machine. And basically go look at that video called What Happens When You Fight Terrence Crawford. I bodied them dudes once and for all. Like I said, Terrence Crawford had his best offensive output versus Errol Spence. Landed 50% of his punches versus the truth. The truth is that maybe Errol Spence was more of a hype job than what he was an actual legitimate pound for pound fighter. Because we could be saying that about him. But they were sitting up there constantly saying Terrence Crawford ain't fought nobody. And we all know Danny Garcia ran from Terrence Crawford like he had for real. He was running from Terrence Crawford like Terrence Crawford was the feds or something. And if the PBC is so good, and this is real talk, and if the PBC roster is so damn good, how come they got a damn losing record in head-to-head matches versus Top Rank? Nobody can answer. I'm waiting for somebody to answer that question. Please answer that question. Please answer that question. Please answer that question. The other side of the street supposed to be this, you know what I'm saying? Supposed to be this high standard of quality boxers and everything. But then when you look at these numbers and head-to-head matches, that doesn't seem to be accurate. Why do they have a losing record versus head-to-head matches with Top Rank? You see how I'm bodying these dudes? That's why I don't do no debates. I would have destroyed these dudes in debates. I know my shit. Always have. Yeah. And the thing about me, I don't have to sit up here lying. I don't have to sit up here and make up stuff. I don't have to sit up here and clickbait. I got it from the gutter. Built this channel up from scratch. And I could be sitting up there, doing what some of these other dudes be doing. I could be sitting up here putting on the clown show and everything, but I came with facts. Like how one dude like to say, facts. No, wrong. You're wrong. I would have, like I said before, it wasn't no reason to debate because I would have destroyed these dudes in the debate. I know my shit. I know my shit. So there you have it. So now these Errol Spence butt boys is back to scrambling. They on that Bobby Womack stuff. Where do we go from here? What's a new narrative? How can we sit up there and try to discredit Terrence Crawford. Oh, we'll talk about, oh, he had a rib injury. We'll talk about the fight was stopped prematurely. We'll say that Terrence Crawford gloves wasn't right. Now, we'll talk about Terrence Crawford had loaded gloves. We'll talk about Terrence Crawford stacking his gloves. Now, first of all, you heard what Bernie said. They picked the gloves out, they was put in the locker, and then they was issued to him the day of the fight. So nobody got a chance to screw around with those gloves. Just stop it. Oh man, Terrence Crawford's gloves look mighty strange, no, all that kind of stuff. Now, like I said, it's not, it's not impossible. But I'm sorry, this is Showtime. I'm sorry, this is Showtime. They were watching. Errol Spence had people watching the gloves, making sure that the glove. If Errol Spence and them didn't complain about the gloves, then why are some of you clowns? Why are some of you fake ass YouTube detectives or fake YouTube boxing commissions coming up with your own theories? Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't. You don't. Clueless. And then I'm gonna tell you something else. What's gonna happen? And let me tell you how petty the Errol Spence butt boys are. They come on your channel, they troll your channel, and if you don't like the video, they'll try to flag it. This is what these do. This is what these remedial dudes do. So this says a lot about their mental makeup. Like I said, they mental midgets, just like Right Said Fred. And he another one that been making excuses. Oh, well, it was Al Heyman, and Al Heyman, if you look at the totality of the situation, ain't no totality, cornball. Errol Spence just got his ass beat by the better man. Terrence Crawford was the better fighter. How could you guys have not saw this coming? I saw this coming. I watched way too much tape of Terrence Crawford. I knew Errol Spence was going to be the fight that he displayed how good he was. Let me explain something to you. Terrence Crawford was holding back in a lot of these fights, so Terrence Crawford wasn't motivated. Terrence Crawford wasn't motivated about fighting the Mean Machine. And then when he fought Sean Porter is one of his good friends. He didn't want to hurt Sean Porter. But that Errol Spence, that's the fight that he was waiting for. He fought his best against the so-called dude that was supposed to make this a 50-50 fight. And then it turned into an uneven mismatch. I'm talking about, it was like Terrence Crawford was the iceberg that sank the Titanic into the ocean. I mean, for real. But then you had a lot of these dudes listening to these and like I said, this just goes to show you that you dumbass Errol Spence butt boys that don't know nothing about boxing. I was just laughing when I was looking at these polls where people for some reason was just picking Errol Spence to thrash Terrence Crawford. And I just kept looking and I was like, where is these dudes coming up with this analysis? And I just kept back and just was laughing like these dudes have and then when this fight was official, I was thinking to myself, these dudes have no idea what's finna happen to Errol Spence. These dudes have when I say these dudes have no idea what's finna happen to Errol Spence. And then what happened when Errol Spence fought Terrence Crawford? Terrence Crawford had Errol Spence's ass bouncing up and down like Joe Frazier versus that first fight with George Foreman. Man damn near got knocked out of the ring. The man damn near, like I said, the man damn near got knocked out of the ring in the 7th round. But y'all talking about the fight got stopped too early. Like I said, this is why you can't have conversations with dummies. And don't bring your asses on here talking about you want to debate. You have no chance against me in no damn debate. I do this for real, y'all. I do this for real. And like I said, I'm on an island of my own. And that's why, like I said before, I ain't meant to be in no damn groups. Like I said, I'm my own entity. For real. Told you dummies. I tried to give you dummies hint after hint how this fight was gonna go. You should have knew who was gonna win the fight, but that's what happens when you listen to certain dudes. That's what happens when you listen to fanboys. That's what happens when you listen to dudes that don't got no journalistic integrity. That's what happens when you listen to dudes that just be talking out the side of their ass, just be making up stuff. You know, that's what happens when you listen to fake bodybuilding. You know what I'm saying? John Coffey looking motherfuckers. So, I mean, y'all brought this on y'all self. That's what happens when you listen to them type of dudes. They never knew what they was talking about, so now they look stupid. Well, like I said, these Spence butt boys, they looking real stupid right now. They could scream all they want. They can call other black dudes the N-word with the ER. They could say all kind of stuff. They can sit up here and look stupid all they want, you know, wearing oversized shirts and stuff. You know, they could do that all they want. Cause like I said before, I ain't worried about nobody. I ain't worried about no internet niggas. I ain't worried about no fake ass internet Debos. Or should I say Damon from Friday After Next, because that's how a lot of these dudes act, like him. And you know what was up with him. So I'm just letting it be known. These dudes just keep giving me material. And like I said, I don't troll nobody's channel. I really don't troll nobody's channel, but these dudes just keep giving me material. I mean, what more do you want to see? What are you into now? Some of these dudes on here, these are the type of dudes, they'll come home and their girlfriend or baby mama or whatever the situation, significant other, they'll be sitting up there screwing another dude and right in their house in their bed, and they'll still be like, that wasn't her. Do she got a sister? She don't look like that, and she live in another city. Don't she got a tattoo on her back? Yeah, but that's a very common tattoo with her name on it. So you got a whole bunch of women with the same tattoo with a heart that say Monica or something. Oh yeah. But that's how much in denial they in, and how much out of touch they are with reality. For real. These dudes that's just shocked about what that's the type of dudes they are. They'll come home, their wife or girlfriend or significant other could be screwing the other dude in their bed right in their face. And they'll sit up there and say that wasn't him. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I'll be back with more later on. I'm out.